Okay, I'm doing this for Seagirl and for everybody, even though I feel like death and can barely keep my head up. I have a high fever, tons of awful things going on with this virus I have right now. Hopefully I'll feel better by tomorrow or something. Anyway, listen, I have a contact or at least a source who knows, let's just say, people in the FBI who are associated with this case. Source reached out to me and said the FBI investigative team, certain people were furious at the hearing where the judge was told by Bill Thompson that there was nothing that nothing the defense needed anymore. There was no other documents that were available. The lab reports were up to date. Everything was fine. Nothing that they have to give them anymore. So Ann Taylor spoke up and said, I've been compelling these things. I want the chain of custody notes of where the knife sheath sample went and what other DNA samples were tested. And then the judge prodded a little more. Bill Thompson wiggled a bit and then said, well, there are 3 outstanding lab reports, but it's not our fault. We just, the FBI, we don't know when they're going to be getting them to us. Actually, they're going to be giving to us by the end of the day. Oh, great. So then the judge said, well, so you'll be giving those to her by the end of the day. And he changed his tune again and said, well, I'm not sure about that. So it was a whole clusterfuck. Go back in my videos. It's that day in court. I talked about it. So has Seagirl and so has Brad. So when the FBI heard that, the investigators were livid because now it's putting the onus on the FBI for those outstanding lab reports that maybe Bill Thompson knew that they had them and he just didn't want to include them because they didn't keep the chain of custody notes. The source said to me that they were furious because it puts the onus on the FBI for the chain of custody notes. And I don't think when they were given that certain sample to work with, they were told how important it was for the case. And I don't know if they were told that the people on the Moscow law enforcement investigative team were the ones that were going to be, doing the chain of custody notes and doing the forms and whatever that they were supposed to do. So they kind of just dumped it all on their lap, making it seem like the defense isn't getting this because of some incompetent FBI lab, when that's not the truth, apparently. So hence why they've been fighting so hard to not turn that over. Because I think Bill Thompson and the prosecutors have really fucked up when it comes to that IgG. The thing we were talking about, me and this source, was the fact that Brian's Fourth Amendment violations, constitutional violations up the ass. And where are all the, victims advocates lawyers, or even for the families? Like, I just feel like our legal system has gotten to such a bad place because, it was just a known constitutional right that everybody gets a good defense. So why is there nobody stepping up to the plate for the civil rights advocacy in a lot of this? And that's because I think, since at least, 5 years or so, the media has started blacklisting and blackballing any attorney. And then attorneys have been criminalized for defending clients. I mean, look at Trump's lawyers, for example. So there's no longer this attorney-client privilege you think existed. And so what does that do? That has a chilling effect on the legal work for anybody wanting to defend somebody's constitutional rights, because you're afraid, I'm going to get blackballed. That's not how our system's supposed to work. Everybody's supposed to get a defense, no matter what. And you never look to the lawyers. They're a piece of shit for doing what they're supposed to do and how our system works.